alongside with the CEO that we invited last week, to discuss about the broad application of the modern technology. Today, we'll be looking at both the operations and informatics to be able to give us an idea of how it works and what we stand to gain. So on the call, we have Dr. Femi Adbo, that will be doing the presentation on the operations, and will be given extensive discussion on the operation. And afterward, we are going to welcome Mr. Wale to talk about the informatics. And it's going to be a long day, but...
Hello, good morning all. We want to thank you for being in attendance at this seminar. Last week, we started with Dr. Adebayo Sopeju, who did the introductory to this application of technology in poultry production. Today, I want to talk on operations on the farm. Application of poultry technology in poultry production, operation of it on the farm. Thank you for coming. Let's go ahead immediately. We'll be looking at introduction from broiler to business, introducing BBIM that we call BIM, how it works with feed intake, gain and FCR, mortality and livability. Broiler day old sticks less than 35 grams will make a business a difficult one. The weight of day old that will be good for your business start from 42 grams. You can manage anything from 35, but it will be very good if you have 42 grams as your weight. And to turn your broiler business, you must take your day-old chicks to about 2 kg within 6 weeks. However, to make more profit, to save time and energy, as there is the saying that if you can make that 2 kg within 5 weeks, that will be excellent. From day-old chicks to marketable birds, the following must be monitored daily or weekly. Feed intake, from where you calculate your feed conversion ratio for your bird, drugs and vaccines, mortality and livability, then weight gain. All these factors must be monitored if you are going to achieve your 2 kg at the end of either 5 or just 6. Factors above are not new to farm manager. However, those factors are used to do some calculations that you will need to monitor the progress of the birds on the farm. What B will do for you is to save the managers the stress of punching your calculators to get some things out of the values, like feed intakes and so on. It will also save you from making wrong decisions. It gives you the opportunity to keep essential data in each cycle of production. BIM will also provide you a cloud storage of your information so that you can compare the performance of your farm from time to time without you having to keep lots of paper. It will also help you to improve your performance and productivity stroke profitability. Beam provides information on the adequacy of the feed. Your attendant or your farm officer just need to key in the daily feed, the daily consumption of feed by your broilers. And when this is done, the beam will tell you if your birds are taking adequate feed. Excuse me, let me just clear this noise that is coming. When the daily feed intake is key into the beam will tell you if the consumption of your bed is adequate and if it is not. Hello? Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Okay, so the beam will tell you if your feed is adequate. The beam will also help you to calculate cumulative feed from day 0 to whatever date you are. Beam will also help you to calculate whether the volume of feed that you have on the farm. Beam will tell you whether your bed has consumed enough feed or not. So with Beam, you don't need to start looking for your manual for your to know whether the feed intake is enough or not. Once you put in the daily feed intake, all other things that you need to do with your feed will appear on the tool. Beam also provide information on feed consumed and feed remaining, like I said before. If whatever feed is taken, Beam will help you remove it from the feed that you have in stock, and on your system, you will know the number of feed that you have on the farm without getting there. You only need to get there to go and confirm. So you don't need to wait for your farm attendant to tell you that feed will finish on the fall. And when your birds are not consuming enough, you know, and you take a decision about that. Beam will give you information about daily weight gain. Once you key in, if you are the type that take the weight of your birds daily, it's necessary. Some people take it weekly. Once you key in the weight that you obtain from the farm, Beam will tell you whether your birds have adequate weight or they have inadequate weight. And with that, you can start thinking about what you will need to do with your birds. You start looking at what is the reason for the inadequate weight. Using feed consumed and weight gain by the box, feed conversion ratio can be calculated. When it will be calculated not by you, but by the tool. Once you just key in the volume of feed taken, you key in the weight gain, automatically the tool that we want you to take advantage of will calculate the feed conversion rate for you. By feed conversion ratio, we want to look at how much of feed that your bird has consumed has been converted to flesh, which is the reason why we are feeding our broilers. So if your birds, your attendant recorded that your bird took a certain number of feet, which is supposed to translate to a certain number of weights, and it didn't, from FCR, you will know that if that did not happen, you will know what to do. Whether your attendant is just keeping record that he fed the bird when he has actually sold your feed, you will have to start investigating that. You will have to look into your feed. Maybe your attendant fed enough feed, Possibly the quality of feed is not what it is. You start looking at that. Possibly your attendant fed enough feed, but the feed were not taken by the birds, but they are dropped in the litters. Maybe the attendant does pour the feed inside your feed can. By the time your beam calculated your FCR for you, you know that your feed is not giving you what you want from the birds. And with this, you will know what step you need to take. Beam also help you to calculate the percentage mortality and livability on the farm. Daily, you key in the number of birds that you lose on your farm, the number of dead birds. And with that, the beam automatically tells you where you are. On the beam, we have the standard, the number of birds that we expect that you will lose a day, the number of birds that we expect that you will lose per cycle. So once you key in your daily record, beam start telling you you're already going beyond expected mortality. It will also tell you what number of birds is remaining on your farm. And with that, you can start looking for a way to control mortality. You can start looking at the status of your birds, looking at the possibility of death farm. Beams also compares the percentage mortality and percentage livability with the standard to show the performance. Beam can also indicate the performance of a farm officer based on the records generated. You know, if, like I said before, if you have an attendant that you just pour in all your feed at once and say, they have to take 90 grams per day, and the attendant just pour in your 90 grams, lock your farm, and went away. By the time you look at all this record, you know if your attendance is doing his job or not. BIM also helps farm owner
where we stopped. I was saying what I was trying to emphasize was the fact that the poultry business in Nigeria has really witnessed a sudden leap over the years. And this growth that we have seen in the poultry business, it's quite a good one that makes it very important to start considering, bring technology into this part of the business. As we all know that poultry production has faced a lot of problems in the past time. One of these agency that has really dragged down of this section. But today, with development in technology, we can see that now we can easily mitigate all these problems using simplified tools to help our production and profitability. Are we together? Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
I will just touch few aspects of the technical as applicable to poultry business. Poor data management is one critical reason why, why farm businesses wreck today. Because there are no track record business decision making. So you may have the best input in terms of feed, in terms of chicks, in terms of vaccine and all that. But if proper management is something that we cannot underestimate. Okay, so let me just take us through a few things that we need to consider. Okay, are we together? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So if you look at the screen, good data management, what are the advantages that we can get from it? Number one, It helps the business owner and the investor to proactively react to incidences on the farm based on the report we get from the farm. So when we have a real-time report from the farm, so we know how we can mitigate issues before they cascade into more issues that will affect the profitability of the business. Number two, you have on-time mitigations of issues that can inadvertently, I think I've spoken about this. Then number three is that you can learn from your past. What you have done before, that is the trend analysis. So when you have good data management, you have a trend analysis that you can look at to see how the business is doing, and it will help you to make a smarter business decision. Okay, so then you can track investment appropriately so that you can manage your cash flow on the farm. So the business intelligence and strategy, and I'm a venture for, with all this in view, we designed a data management tool to help in businesses, especially the poultry industry, to mitigate these losses that are arising from poor data management. So using BBM, BIM, like we call it, in collecting and measuring and analyzing farm information and data, will give us many advantages. Let me give you an example. It increased the quality of farm output. You have farm output that is better than just using our gut intuition. When we use our gut intuition to just measure what we are doing on the farm, we are prone to have a lot of issues. Number two is that it improves the efficiency of the farm. You know what is going on from farm to book. You can easily see what is happening. Then number three is that the productivity on the farm improves. So the information being collected will allow the business owner and the farm managers, to measure their farm production trend, which will lead to improved decision making and the better performance. So in engaging any technology, I just wanted to listen a few minutes. In engaging any technology, there are a few things that one must consider. And number one is simplification. The tool that we want to employ, is it simple? How the technology will simplify the process and ease off the difficulty within the system is a key. So BIM makes farm production and outlook visible and simpler to understand general operation on the farm, even to book. So activities on the farm are properly monitored every day, and issues can be quickly attended to. So simplification is key in any technology that you want to employ. Number two thing to consider is cost. What is the availability of the tool? Ability to reduce cost of input in business, thereby minimizing, maximizing rather the business profit is a key to anything that you want to employ in business. So to achieve this, technology must be brought at an affordable rate, and in that affordable rate, it must be efficient to deliver better business output and capable to address the cogent need of the business. So BBIM, as we know today, is affordable and it is pocket friendly, even with a lot of benefit that it offers, from production to payments to sale. The number three things to consider is easy operation. No one wants something that we had more issue to the existing issue. So any technology for improving process must be easy to operate to deliver expectation. It's very important. So if we look at it today, I will just address this in two ways, just to put you through the BIM, and we have a better outlook of it. Number one, just consider it. If it is not written, like we say in NSAP, it is not done. So activities on the farm, if we don't have them reported, duly reported, then it means it's not done. And for a business, a good business, that is quite dangerous. There should be a way to track daily activities on the farm to help you mitigate issues that can affect the end result of such projects. So if it is not written, it is not done. So BIM takes care of a lot of paperwork that will consume your funds, put everything together online, and it is made visible to the farm owners every day. Number two, How would you, okay, let's consider a few more things on the first point. How would you say you've done something when it has not been recorded anywhere? You can't say you have done it. Then how would you measure what is not recorded? Then how do we learn from precedents, from what has happened before to help us make a good decision for the business if activities are not properly reported and monitored? Number two thing, you can't say you are managing your farm if you don't track and measure your growth. You can't say you are managing something. What you don't track and measure, it's not something you are managing. So for you to say you are managing a farm and you are expecting good results, it means that you must track your activities, you must measure your activity through comprehensive analysis, to help us mitigate issues. So BIM, as we know today in NSAP, comes as an ERP tool that makes sure that data of poultry business is turned into growth, so that the business margin of poultry business can be monitored. Then trend analysis can be critically examined, and smart decisions are made to ensure good farm business turnout. So what are the things that you get from BIM? Number one, you have good control of your data. Number two, you have better farm reporting. Number three, you have farm cash monitoring. You can monitor your cash, how your cash is growing or whatever is happening on the farm. Then you have efficient livestock management, such as the livability on the farm, the mortality on the farm, your feed conversion ratio, how your the feed that is being used on the farm is being converted to flesh. So the feed conversion ratio will tell you if such project is performing. So you can manage your livestock properly to see that your input is giving the expected result. Then you have effective inventory management. On the BIM, we have what we call the farm feed usage. So you can see right on, from the BIM, the use, the drug, the vaccine that is being administered on the farm, them. Then the feed usage per day, you can track it. Then you can see the bags, the quantity in kg of the feed that is being used. Then the tool is telling you immediately how all these inputs are being converted to flesh, to weight of the bags, because this is what we count eventually. Then we have live daily tracking, a comprehensive dashboard that is shared with the farm owners to see all this that we have explained, which is quite important. So all these are properly managed by BIM to help business owners make good decisions and properly, manage the farm to guarantee high profitability. Well, I think that would be all from me. I don't know if you have any question. And Dr. Shukweju, maybe you can help us share the BIM.
Okay, thank you very much. Is raising up already. So probably let's just take one or two questions and then we share it. Okay, Dr. Daphne.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you to the presenters as well. At some point, I went off. I think it's the network. I don't know if you have told us how we can access BIM, how we can get the application. Are there subscription fees? Are there? I just want to have a holistic view of how realistic BIM is for me as a person, as a farmer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are actually asking, please help me open the video. You are actually asking how you can come on the BIM and how
Yes,
this
sir.
will be of benefit to your farm, if I'm right.
No, I know the benefits. I just want to know how I can access it, how I can start using it. Do I need to
Okay.
purchase a package?
access it.
Okay. Okay. Beam is a tool that is accessible online that you can access online. So if you come on board, definitely we will share some part of the beam with you to see right from the comfort of your farm. Then two, it comes with a subscription fee. Well, I think for now we charge 7 naira per bird, which is negotiable based on volume. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we charge 7 naira per bird as the subscription fee, which is negotiable by volume. So that is where we stand for now. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to understand the 7 naira per bed. Is it monthly, weekly, or throughout the bed's life till you exit it from the farm?
It's actually throughout the life cycle of the bed. So if you
thank you.
Using, for example, 7 weeks. So for the 7 weeks, we will manage the report. We will manage the report for you at 7 naira per bird.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please? As we look for projection of the beam, I want us to projection of portion of it. I want us to portion of it. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. Although the network stability did not allow us to enjoy the presentation, but be as it may, thank you for coming for the second time. I hope farmer will be able to actually utilize this application when it comes into real practice.
Okay.
Like what was said from the last presentation, that there will be practical demonstration of this application. So that we'll see how it is. And can we have testimony from 1 or 2 farms where this application actually used for the past 48 months that they said it was being tested? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was one. And thank you. Basically, we have a lot of businesses that have used BIM. Okay, that have used it. Sometimes ago, I think sometimes last year, this tool was used to manage 180,000 beds for tribal Creek. That was a big industry. Then we used it to manage a project of 40,000, which I have all the records. So for Agrorite, then all the businesses, the projects that Apple has been doing, we have been using this tool to manage. And currently, for what is it called, Agrorite again, we are using this tool to manage their project about 50,000 beds. So and we have the business owners that are coming on board to use this tool. So the good thing about it is that you can easily see what is happening on the farm, and it helps the way you attend to issues. Hello.
Yes, sir. Can I ask one last question, please?
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I'd like to know, is BIM just specific for poultry? And then is it just for broilers? Is it just specific for poultry, or you could use it for other kinds of farms? Can you use it for ruminants, for pigs, and the likes? Then
yes,
even
you can use it for.
Okay. And then even for poultry, is it just for chickens, broilers, or you can use it for turkey, you can use it for layers and the likes? I just want to know. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, man. You can actually use BIM for any kind of livestock. Any. Be it ruminants, be it poultry, be it whatever, be it turkeys, layers, anything. You understand? You can use it for it. So it is accessible to all kind of livestock. So just to get the data, you understand, and we can manage. But for poultry business, you understand, specifically, just to get, for example, for, let me say cattle, for example, if you want to use these tools for cattle, it's just to get the right parameters and we plug it into the tool and it works. So that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? So let's quickly see.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm listening, sir.
Hello.
Okay, yes, I'm listening, sir.
Last week we talked about the issue of off-taker. And we were told that I will deal with it properly this week so that whoever is interested will know what it requires to actually participate. And equally, we were told that there are some regions where, yes, I said off-takers. And they told us, like in Kaduna, that they have a place there, that in the east, there's also a place, and the southwest, they have some sites there. So prospective farmers that may want to make use of the application actually benefit, want to know what are the requirements to actually participate in this off-take program.
Okay. Well, for the off-take, I think Dr. Adebayo Awuyele, will take your question now. Before I go ahead to share the beam with us.
Okay, Mr. Wale, thank you so much. And I remember I also mentioned this last week, and I'm happy that one of our attendees okay, Mr. Thank you so much. And this last week, and I'm happy that one of our attendees also brought this morning again. Well, if you sign on BEAM, another advantage for you is that we can take your bed. Another advantage for you is that we can uptake your bed in 3 major locations in the country. Like
hello,
Yeah.
You are not very audible.
Yeah, so let's try to repeat what you said. One of the advantages of signing up is that we also have and we are not looking in mandatory that we must have a large quantity of money before you can subscribe in this program. So even if you have not up to thousands, still because we are targeting the people that want to go and study. So and after the introduction of the that's awesome. There is another time, sir. Hello.
we can hear you, sir.
Okay, so I think we still want to ask Dr. Adebayo one question. Somebody dropped a question on the chat box is it 7 naira per board on arrival or total number of available board at the end of the cycle? So is it on arrival or total number of bird at the end of the cycle? Over to you, sir.
BEAM's, the functionality of BEAM starts from the 0, or probably let me say the 1. So BEAM starts its work from the word go, from the first day of your birds getting to the farm. So it's 7 naira per bird that comes to your farm from the word go. So the moment you register, it's okay, I'm talking to so number of birds, and it's confirmed by physical confirmation or any other validation. So So it's 7 naira from the number of birds that come on your farm, and then we take 80% of that payment upfront.
Okay, I think that's clear enough. Please, if you have any other questions, while we are waiting the demonstration of the thing, that or you can just simply have another person, please.
We have it in Nigeria. What's up? That machine that it will be. Okay.
Hello. 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 Okay. Well, if you look on your screen, just a portion of the team has downloaded. Are we together? So the first screen that you see. Hello. Okay, the first screen that you see. So as the beds are growing. Hello. Hello. So, as the beds are growing on the farm, and I don't know if you are listening to me. As the beds are growing on the farm, based on the week of the project, so you can see the growth on the farm. This is just a snapshot, the download from the view. So you can see the growth and you can see the value of your cash can easily be tracked right from the farm. Then there is a portion of this that is not showing because this place does not contain much data. Okay, and this shows the cluster population. I'm seeing if I can download another one and share with you. Then you have the farm mortality, based on your target, you have it, and some other things as necessary for business analytics on the farm. Okay, then on the other part, on the other side, you have this is the farm report. This is made visible to you to tell you, I just did this as a dummy. The Asejere farm, for example, it tells you the location of the farm, which is Ibadan. Then this tells us about the calling. As the farm is called, how many birds were called. So this one is talking about the stock value. This one that I'm trying to point to, how many birds did you stock the farm? Then, do we have any death on arrival when the birds were, got to the farm? Any birds that died, you can get it there. Then these ones going on, okay, going on, you can see that the expected weight for week 1 is this. The expected weight of week 1 is this. Then you have the weight variance. If there is weight variance versus the target, then they tell us, does that farm pass? Do you have a good report for the week 1? And you can see if your chicks are growing very well. But this one, since we don't have data, I can input data and you come and see. So the weight is tracked from week 1, week 2, week 3. These are the standards. We have put the standards there. that your weight, the farm weight, will be measuring against. And the tool will be telling you if you fail or you pass. If you fail or you pass up to week 6, then this is the feed consumption. Let me go up a little bit so that you can see. Okay, I think it's the screen. The feed consumption, I think it's the screen. So this is telling us, the expected feed consumption, the feed used on the farm. Are they underfeeding the bed? Are they overfeeding the bed? All this to show. Okay. So 2, then you have all this. This is the feed for the 6 weeks. So then you have the mortality. The mortality is telling you what is the expected mortality at 3% or maybe at 5%, depending on the project. Then what is the farm mortality as of today? Then it tells us if it passed. Then you have the percentage mortality. So then if you come here, this is showing the daily report of the farm. So from the day 1 that the farm is stopped, this one that I'm pointing to is showing the farm feed usage calculation. So this is the farm feed usage calculator that tells you how they are using the farm on the feed on the farm rather. So here tells us immediately you input the amount of the stock, this automatically tells you the number of feeds in bags that must go to the farm. So immediately you put, it tells us, then here you put your debt on arrival, then this one we calculate immediately the expected mortality for that farm. And how many farms must die? How many, what is it called, beds must die per day? Is this one that is showing us. So then this is where we track the mortality per day every day. So you track the farm mortality per day, and this place tells us the weight per week. You can see the blue area are showing us the weight per week versus the target. Then the feed consumption comes to this area where you see how the feed is being used, how many bags of feed, total feed at start, then the current farm feed, the current number of bags of feed that we have on the farm. Then this column will be showing you the liability versus the mortality on the farm. And when calling started, you input your calling here per day, and this is where we track the feed usage per day. It comes under this column. And the last column that will show you, this is where you have your drug and vaccine that has been tracked. And on this portion, you have your FCR. The FCR is easily calculated, and you can see how your feed is being converted to flesh on the farm. So this is just a portion of the beam that I can show you in the limited time that we have, because our time is already spent on Zoom. So the other portion that we have on beam, we have the calling part that shows you as the calling is being done. The calling is very easy to do. So immediately you track all this, the calling is inputted, and you can easily pay the people that offtake them and the farm that is engaging the beds. So all these are being properly taken care of in the full picture, the full fledged of the deal. So I think that would be all from me. My time is spent. So please, any question? Let's just take some questions in the limited time that we have left.
1 or 2 questions before we call it a wrap. Yeah, you can go ahead, Dr. Daphne.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So now, if I do get BIM, let me understand, is it a downloadable software?
Yes, it's a downloadable software.
Okay, so if I do get it, do I need someone to help me manage it? Is there some sort of demo training from your organization?
Okay.
Do I need consultants from your organization to periodically come and maybe do some upgrade or?
Okay. Well, over time, based on needs, we try to upgrade the tool. But the point there is that, the 7 naira per bed that is being charged is for the management of all this. You understand? So we get your data per day. We track everything and we report to you weekly. You understand? We get your farm data. We have a place where we get the pool of farm data. Then we manage this tool for you, and we share your report with you as agreed, either weekly or daily. You get your report.
Okay, thank you.
So if you need a snapshot of your farm, we send it to you as agreed.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Hello.
Yeah, so if there is no other question. Oh.
Hello.
You can go ahead, sir.
In case of a further inquiry, how can we contact?
Okay, yeah, so before I disengage, I'm going to send email address to this chat box. So if you can check your chat box, I've sent the email address there, so you can pick it from there, and you can also engage for further discussion. So if there are other questions, you can also send it to that email address, and the question will be attended to. The ENSAPO social media platforms, they are also another great way you can get across to the organization. So you can use the email address as the platform. So just search for ENSAPO, and then you will be able to have access to it. You can also contact FNET if you have any questions. We are working partnership. So yeah, so just let us know, and then we are actually ready. Like I said before, we call it a wrap, that by the 1st of June, this will be accessible to all poultry farmers, and not only just poultry farmers. If you want to also, you are smallholder farmers, you have money, you want to use the money, but you are afraid of your money may eventually go down the drain. And that's another thing that we do. If you have your farm set up, we can come and put it all together for you, and then help you monitor it on the presenter, we have Femi Adigo, and then we have and encourage the people that are trying to engage agriculture, especially and subscribe. All of us, we want to thank you, and